Hey, it's your girl Shy, and this is
Heaven.
and we are doing Girls Talk again. So this is with both generations coming together, asking those questions, and just having some real girl talk with the teen girls. So if you did not watch the one that we did last year, it was myself, Heaven, and Shanti, and that one was really fun. So basically, we're just going to be chit chatting, asking questions, and we're going to have fun. So we need you to have fun. So again, this is Shy. This is
Heaven.
and so you just off and ask a question, or like what you want to do. Let me get comfortable.
What are your thoughts on parents who don't think it's ideal to discipline their kids?
Um, so if you're a parent and you do not think it's ideal to discipline your kids, um, first thing that comes to mind is irresponsible. And then the next thought is, but if that parent was not disciplined, then them not disciplining is it's normal. Because if I didn't have rules and regulations and guidelines and boundaries set, then why would I set that for my kids? So, but me personally, as a parent, one of our main jobs of many, but is to protect and to, bring up the best, citizen from the time they're in our womb to adults, so and a part of that are is being able to discipline and have rules, regulations, boundaries, and all of that so they can be a well-rounded individual and not grow up to be an adult that's clueless and yeah, probably don't have many friends.
Okay.
So I got a question, like where did that question come from?
I guess obviously me being a teenager now, I would say that I don't feel I need discipline, but then again, I do need like some type of structure, but I don't feel that discipline is needed.
Oh, I'm beautiful. Um,
Now,
oh, okay. So how about this? Discipline is going to be necessary because based on what you do and how you do, there's going to be a consequence to that, good, bad, or indifferent. So if you do something wrong, something that has jeopardized a relationship, something that has jeopardized yourself or someone else, somebody's just supposed to look at you and say, that's okay. Next time,
no,
you'll figure it out. You'll do better.
no, I'm not saying just like bypass the whole situation on what they did, but I feel like you're gonna live and learn as a teenager going through different things. Now, as a kid, you don't really know right from wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and as a teen, you don't know right from wrong either. And I'm going to share a story because I was a very responsible child because I had to be. Not because I chose to be, but because I had to be. And as responsible as I still was a teen. You can do your research. Y'all brains are not even fully developed to comprehend or understand fully some of the consequences. So that's a scientific fact. So you have parents or guardians there to be able to act as that peace of mind that is not fully developed because you can only think or go so far. So, what I will say is the older you get, the discipline should change. And based on your growth as an individual, the discipline may not be as often. So I would say, um, you know, toddler age, if you may pop them on the hand, or to get their attention or something like that. At 16, you still shouldn't be popping on the hand.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But again, every child is different. So us as parents and guardians, we're going to discipline according to the individual. It's not a general consensus because we're all different people. But I will say the discipline should change. So the last time that I got a whooping,
I can't even remember.
I don't remember even getting a whooping once we moved out here. We moved out here when I was 11. So I'll probably say 12. I probably in there. But at that point, a whooping wasn't going to help anymore. So now you have to come up with a different because,
a whooping's
somebody tried to pop me, and my natural reflex, I hit them back. I wasn't even thinking. It was one of my parents. And it's like, you're not about to be hitting me like that. Like, let's have a conversation or something. You're just not about to hit me and think that just solved the problem. And so that was me. And, they didn't know how to respond to that. So it was like a stare down. Who gonna move first? And then just like a silent walk away. And I'm not ever said to do that. But for me, it was a natural reflex. And if you know my history, you'll have to know my history to understand that. But it was a natural reflex. So I will say this in reference to discipline. Do you need it? Yes. As the older you get, should it change? I believe it should. But again, it's based on that child. Yeah. So I was curious where that came from.
Okay. Do you think a child should be able to determine whether they are male/female or anything in between at a young age?
No. And it's going to go back to that same thing. The brain is not fully developed. So I'm not going to allow my child to make any type of permanent decision when they don't even have a full mind. Like, what you're thinking and what you're wanting or experiencing right now, in most cases, it change. You know what I mean? And this topic can be debatable. For me, it ain't debatable, because this would be with anything for me. So I'm not giving. I'm not. That ain't no different. There's a law. And I learned this by working in the medical field, that basically in California at the age of 12, if you take your child to the doctor and they say, I don't want you in the room with me, and doctor, you better not tell my mom or my dad or my guardian nothing that I discuss with you, that is their right. And that is, and I said, I wish my child would. Now, a small part of me understand why they would say that, because you do have people that are in households that are abusive and things like that. But to give somebody who is barely reaching puberty the ability to make choices and decisions that they fully cannot even wrap their heads around, I don't agree with that. So I feel like, that's how you feel. Let's walk through this. Let's talk through this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to support you the best that I know how. Let's go to counseling just to help with the transition, whatever that may look. And then let's revisit this. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me this at 12. Let's revisit this at 16. And then at 16, if you feel the exact same way, guess what? You only got two more years. Technical difficulties. You only have more years until you out of the house. And at that point, even at 18, a lot of us could say like we made mistakes or we made some permanent decisions even at 18. And we sitting up looking dumb at 20 and 21, like, why did nobody tell me? So that's what I say to that. I'm in school, so of course I had to take a class learning about that. And in the video, it showed, I don't know, about 4 or 5 kids that was their life story. They went into transition. They went through the process. They were, meeting with all the doctors and counselors, and it's showing the couples that couldn't agree and all of that. And then it showed some teens that did transition at 12 and 13, and every single one of them said, I wish I would have never did that because I made some permanent decisions, and even if I wanted to, I can't change it. Even if at 18 I say, you know what, I want to try something else. But I've pumped my body with hormones and everything that have made me sterile. I can't even attempt to try to have kids. And so now that they went from, this is what's going to be best for me. And then at 18, 19, and 21, they figured out that it wasn't. And now they're dealing with depression. Now they're dealing with, new sets of issues because of a permanent decision that they were allowed to make as minors. And technically, the age is supposed to be 16 to even have that type of surgery. But with any law, there's a way around it to where someone under the age of 16 can begin to go through that process. So that's how I feel about that. It ain't even biased to that. It's just like, if we that grown, like, let's get out the house, pay our own bills, and do everything else. Like, we that grown, let's give them driver's license at 12. If they're, you know what I mean? It's a reason why you don't have minors driving. It's a reason why you don't have minors legally able to buy, alcohol and cigarettes and all of that. It's a reason for that. So.
Okay.
Good questions. Good questions.
Do you care if your child dates out of their own race?
Nah. Because, at one point, I was looking. I was like, let me try this, but he got to be down. He got to understand the culture. You know what I mean? Because I can't be trying to explain everything to you. You know what I'm saying? Why I got a scarf on? Why you just can't throw water? Like, I got, you can't be that. So it had to be somebody that was familiar and around, you know what I'm saying? Grew up, you know what I'm saying? Had some best friends. So no. And then especially with the type of family I'm in, my immediate family, it's blended, like, so, so I have, what do we have? A niece that's
Cambodian,
Belizean.
Yeah.
We got, Polish.
Yeah.
Now we got, Indian and Mexican. So, I mean, for me, nah, gonna do you, boo. But I would just be like, I can't say don't be the first one, but you would just want someone that's familiar with your culture, not every aspect, you know what I mean, but not to where every time y'all together it's like, okay, let me explain this, let me explain that. So no, I'm not biased to it at all because you know what I'm saying. I was looking, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying. But no, I'm not biased to it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Love has no color.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Why y'all think y'all grown? I'm just like, y'all teenagers. Just to understand the mind of a teenager, you cannot go out of the house right now and fully support yourself. You know that there's different things that even in your head, when you think of, you're going to be like, well, I'm just going to ask my mom, or, you know what I'm saying? I got a brother, I'm going to figure, like, so why, when you know those things that are there, they're definite, then, but on the other hand, it's like, but I'm 16, I'm grown. Like, I got this. But you don't. But then in y'all head, y'all do.
See me, I say I'm grown all the time, but like
Call those things be not as though they were. Scripture on them.
I say I'm grown all the time, but
Ooh,
I
Lord.
know in reality I'm not, because there's still times where I'm like, okay, what do I say when I call this person, or when I get to the cash register? Do I still say this? So I know I'm not grown, but I still say that I am grown, just because of certain things that I feel.
So do you
like,
just want to say you're mature? Like I'm mature enough to be able to
like do
figure that
this
out.
or do that, yeah.
Because let's do that. Let's look up the definition of grown. Let's see what some dictionaries have to say. Let's check that out. Let's see. A grown man or woman is one who is fully developed and mature, both physically and mentally. Did you find a definition?
I've seen the same one that you've seen.
Okay. Let me see. Urban Dictionary. Let me see what they say. Grown is being able to live on your own, not with your mama or depending on anyone else to wash your clothes, um, and to treat men and women with respect.
Okay, but I know a lot of grown people that's disrespectful. So
That was Urban Dictionary. Dang. Okay, so let's see. Merriam Dictionary. It says pretty much the same thing. Mature, grown men and women, covered or surrounded. Yeah, so it basically references an adult. So that okay, so instead of saying you grown, you should be like I'm mature. Other question is, so we had a conversation, and I think you have to the 25th, I think it was.
Yes, I did.
To get some information back to me. But we had a whole conversation. And I was asking questions about next steps. So what are you doing? What are your plans? You're in what grade?
I'm a sophomore. Okay. Grade.
So you're a sophomore. College is near. I'm gonna say college age is near because everyone doesn't go to college. But like, what are your plans for life? And what'd you tell me?
I said I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And that you was trying to wait for what?
For the time to come.
Okay. So right. So we're a sophomore, and she wanted to wait till she was out of school to have a plan. And not today. Not today. We plan. So that when the point in time come for us to do something, we can execute. So tell your little friends we busy. So question to that is, why do y'all feel like y'all have time? Why did you feel like you had time to just wait? Like, I'm gonna wait till I graduate, then come up with a plan, versus working and starting where you're at. So when you graduate, depending on even what you came up with, you can create something. You can start a business as a minor. So shoot, graduating, that means you grown. And because you planned and prepared and created something, now at 18, you can afford to move out. I still don't think you should, because mentally you still not mature like that. But I'm saying, why did you feel like you had to wait till a moment came instead of prepare yourself for that moment?
Well, okay.
Let me turn this way.
I'm indecisive of a lot of things. So when it comes to what I want to do in my future, like, I've had so many ideas and I've like basically bypassed all of them. So it just goes back to the whole.
Can you move over a little? I need to get in the frame. Okay, there I go.
It just goes back to like me just not knowing what I want to do. As of now, I've had the thought of going to the Air Force, but I'm like, I don't know how I want to do that. So it's just, I don't know. I'm just indecisive.
Okay. So clearly, I
think it's good for everyone to have just a year of trying to figure out what you want to do. Like still working, still like making money, this, that, and the third. But just to figure out what you want to do and what you want to pursue before you go to college.
Well, that's great. But with your timeline, you have 3 years to figure it out. You have 2 years while you're still in school, and then that 1 year you want to give yourself.
True.
So you're indecisive and you keep going back and forth with ideas. So as a young person, that's what we do. I'm saying we, I'm having a flashback. But that's what we do. I graduated the next day. Everybody else went to work, went to school, and I was sitting at home like, what? Like, what do I like? Really? Like, I just graduated. I got to eat at Denny's yesterday, and I done woke up in the morning and I ain't got nothing to do. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? So I registered for school every semester, but at least 2-3 times a semester, I was changing my classes. Oh, I think I want to do this. Oh, I think I want to do that. Oh, I think I want to try this. Which, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't paying for the stuff. But with my time, because in community college, you're able to get a lot of stuff due to my parents' income and stuff like that. So, but I still was trying. I tried some stuff out instead of it just being a thought. I thought, I want to be a psychologist because I want to help people. I fully didn't understand the difference of psychologist versus sociology. Psychology versus sociology. So when I sat in that psychology class, I was like, I don't want to do this. This is like with the brain and, about to try to convince me that God ain't real. And, I'm saying, all this. I was sitting in that class like, no, this ain't what I want to do. And so I had to, maybe I want to work be a detective or something, you know what I'm saying? And, let me take some classes in criminal justice. Okay, nah, I really don't like that. Let me try this. When, in all honesty, all I had to do was take some general ed. I could have been taking general ed classes while I still was figuring out my major and what I really wanted to do. But I didn't learn that until later on. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And so, you can still decide, but it's one thing in your head to play this stuff out, but it's another thing to try it to see if it actually works or, if it, what it feels like when you do try it. So.
But see, that's the thing. I do a lot of different stuff, like already as it is now. So I have like options as far as my college life will go because it's already paid for. I just need to know like what I want to major in, or if I want to go for basketball, or if I want to go for dance, or if I want to.
So just take your general ed because every major needs general ed. And then in between that, you can take a class in whatever, like your electives or something like that to get a feel for, oh, let me try this. Well, let me try one more semester, the whatever, the next class up and see what that's going to look like. So you still can try, but in the interim, you're still working towards the goal because you're going to need that general ed if you're trying to get a degree, whether you're at a JC or at a 4-year, you're going to need your general ed. So it's just, depending on what it is, maybe the math and, stuff like that. But, as you go, you still have room to try and to figure it out. And even the stuff that isn't related to school, the things that you want to try, to be able to try those things out. You mentioned the Air Force. Okay, well, set up a day or time or hang out with somebody that's in the Air Force. Let them talk to you about the day-to-day. Go with them to see, what those experiences are. So you can't, just go, hey, I'm thinking about going to the Air Force. Can I hang out with y'all for a day? But, there's always avenues that you can do that without actually having to sign up to see if you like it or not. So it's still ways for you to be able to figure that out while still working on the plan, while still trying to figure it out, but you're still working towards that goal.
Okay. You have a comment.
Yes. Can I say something? So I was reading a comment. But so seems like we agreed on something. So let's do 2 either fun facts or 2 fun facts about ourselves, or we can ask like a light question, like a fun question.
Fun facts. You go first.
Fun fact about myself is I'm hilarious, and I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh, but I don't like to make people laugh on purpose. It just be me being myself. You know what I mean? And but I love a good kiki. I love laughing. I love comedies. My favorite comedian / actor is Martin Lawrence. You can't tell me he made one bad movie. Not even Black Knight. You cannot tell me that was a bad movie. I love Martin Lawrence and all things Martin. That's my favorite comedian. I finally just got to see Bad Boys 2.
It was really funny.
So I was cracking up downstairs. But yeah, I really love laughing. And I'll be laughing like I love laughing.
Fun fact about me. Anything that I do, I'm really good at it. So or anything I try, I'm really good at it.
Like what?
For instance, when it comes to dance, give me something, I got it. I'm a quick learner. I pick up things really fast.
Give me the Janet Jackson 5 countdown.
You gotta show me.
Oh, so you're not versed in knowing historical choreography.
I'm not.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You see how that 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, how she switched that up? Let me see you do it.
Wait.
Okay, and then one light question. I went first. Who's your favorite aunt?
Oh, that's funny. Okay. It depends. Because when it comes to certain things.
No, there's no depends.
Yes, it is.
And we're just talking about from the family that we both know. Your mom has 2 sisters. Who's your favorite aunt?
That's the thing. You and Auntie are both hilarious. But if I had to choose,
this is the choice. It's option A, option B. It ain't no C. It ain't no both. Auntie, get over it.
I would choose Auntie.
She gonna try to play me. She gonna try to play me on my own life.
Okay, but no, it depends. It's on a spectrum. Because if I want to go to Auntie for Like it just like.
Oh my gosh, she's taking
Auntie's the more
a light
laid
question
back
all
like you're
deep.
laid back too, but like
I'm always about business. What we talking about? What we doing? What we doing?
But then Auntie's like,
what we doing?
Just chill.
What we doing? Okay, your question.
Who's your favorite niece?
The youngest one right now. It switches off.
Hey, wow. That's what's up.
Y'all are excluded. It's all about the young ones.
Okay.
See how I gave an answer? You went to, I don't know. It just depends. So here you have it. This is our girls talk. Again, if you didn't catch the one we did before, it's posted on YouTube. It's on YouTube and Facebook, but it's on YouTube. And so this is girls talk. My generation
versus my generation.
And we're just talking about it and just getting some understanding, bridging that gap. So I'm Shy. This is
I'm Heaven.
And we'll see you soon with another part. Yeah, we're gonna hit y'all with that part 3. We're gonna hit y'all with y'all part 3 with that part 3. So girls talk. Oh, Shy, Instagram at shymowright, shymowright. Follow me on Instagram, and you can go to my website, shyrriawright.com, shyrriawright.
Follow me on Instagram at
No.
I'm not putting it.
Yeah, you're not.